Hello, this is TelecomTV. I'm Martin Warwick and I'm talking with Sébastian Crozier, who is the CEO of Orange Horizons. Now, welcome Sébastian, and thanks for talking to us. People know Orange, of course. They may not know quite as much about Orange Horizons, which I didn't before we started talking off camera. So please, before we start, tell people what Orange Horizons is and what it does.
Orange Horizons is a fully owned subsidiary of the Orange Group, dedicated to seek opportunities in countries where Orange is not a mobile or a fixed operator. In many countries, you can find Orange as an operator in Africa or in Europe. But in some of them, we are looking at new opportunities.
Thank you. Okay, now we're here at the Small Cells World Summit 2015 in London's Docklands. And obviously we're going to talk to some extent about small cells. Now, they've been around for quite a while and have gone through a variety of iterations and spawned different strands of work and so on. Where do you think small cell technology is going to be over the next 5 years or so? And I'm saying this in light of the move towards network virtualization, the emergence of 5G, the use of SDN and NFV and so on. The talk around the notion of the Network 2020 or the 2020 network.
What we see is very clear, a huge increase of the demand of data. Also, at the same time, we see voices becoming data. So the question is not, is small cells an answer, but the global question is how to be able to deliver so much traffic. We think that small cells is one of the technology able to answer to this increase of the demand, but also FEM2cell at home, for example, or even Wi-Fi could be an answer, because if you are doing a phone call, you can change of technology during your phone call and you don't realize when it's a voice over IP phone call, you don't realize you have changed from one technology to another one.
Okay, thank you. So basically, as I understand it, what you're saying is that the importance of technology in the end is to meet demand. And whether or not that involves small cells or pico cells or femto cells or whatever is not incidental to it, but the purpose of the technology is to meet demand.
Probably in few years you will use several different kind of technologies to use your mobile phone or any kind of connected devices. There is a necessity to have a heart of network in any case. So network, virtual network or not, the heart of the network will be a necessity. So after all, which kind of technologies is used is not very important.
Now, Sebastian, one of the major controversies of the moment concerns what's being generically referred to as LTE-U or LAA in standard speak. That's LTE across public spectrum. How do you think LTE-U should be viewed? Is it, as some people say, and you're from a big telco, some people say that it's a big telco's way of getting a hammerlock on unlicensed spectrum and hanging on to it for all they're worth, while others say it's a user-friendly method of aggregating data to provide a better service to users. Now, I can imagine which one of the two you're going to say you belong to, but what do you make of the argument?
What we understand from the market, of course, is the increase of the demand. And to be able to answer to this demand, the need of spectrum is higher and higher every day. And if you want to still be able to deliver to the end customer a good quality of service of course we need to have a larger spectrum. So that's the main question. After all, the question is more how can we manage together this spectrum to bring to the customer a good connectivity everywhere in the landscape, but also in flats, for example. That's a real question.
And finally, in rounding things off, let me ask you this. How important do you think small cells of various sorts and various technologies are going to be in 5G?
We think that the current technology is not good enough to have a good coverage and a good connectivity everywhere. And of course, small cells is one of the answer to this problem. Wi-Fi or even Fem2Cell are two other technologies. So we will see probably a mix of the of different technologies in the 5G generation on the market.
Okay, Sébastian Crozier, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.